caramel.
Tastes so good.
Here, we should just pass that around so everybody can kind of see what it is. And if you want to take a, that'll go on forever. If you want to just put your finger in the lid a little bit. No harm, no foul. Maybe not your phone.
Oh, boy, I remember that. Oh, I love that.
How long do you boil it for?
So the boil goes on for a long time. Basically, once we get all of the malt into the water that's boiling here, and it's at a full boil, then we'll add a little bit of hops and let that go for about a half an hour. Add a little bit more hops, let that go for another half an hour, and then 5 minutes right before you're going to be done with the boil, you add a big chunk of hops for extra flavor, and that's hops. So you put like a little bit of hops, and then at the end you put a bunch of hops in, because when you're cooking the hops, it has this stuff called alpha acid in it, which...
Oh, that's good. What does that smell like? It smells like crust. It smells like crust on a bread.
It's so good.
And this is the trick. This is the biggest danger of making beer, is you can overflow the pot really easily. And that makes a really big sticky mess. And that's why my wife really loves that I like making beer, when I boil the pot over and it's like, that's her favorite part.
How much boil off of the water do you get?
Well, eventually we're going to end up with, if you want to take a look at, if you guys see that big bucket right there, that's where this solution is going to end up going into.
Solution.
The solution. So I'm going to cook something that's kind of... Don't worry about it.
Half a bottle of beer, look at them.
I'm going to cook something that's kind of concentrated here, and then we'll add the extra water. I started with 2.5 gallons, and we'll end up with 5 gallons in that bucket. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I was worried too. I thought I was the only one.
Wait a minute, half of it boils away?
Yeah. All right. So has everybody checked the malt out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Smells like crust of a bread.
Time to start putting that in. So does somebody want to stir? You want to stir?
I would love to.
Turn this up a little bit. If you see it starting to go wild.
Okay.
I'll be the magician.
He says it smells like oatmeal, and I said, yeah, it's grain.
So Derek, do you know that hops has a lot of medicinal properties as well? So,
Tell us.
well, I mean, I'm not going to say all the medicinal properties it has because I really don't know. I haven't used a lot of it, but I do know that it's, obviously used as a sedative and it's a nervine. So it kind of goes hand in hand when you have a beer, you relax.
Yeah.
But you can also make tinctures and stuff out of it for sleeping or just overall if people are stressed out. They have tinctures of hops for people.
Wow, that's
So
really
I'm
cool.
sure that's why sage and thyme also, medicinal properties is
Yeah.
antibacterial, antiviral. So
Yeah,
probably
that's,
that way.
that's pretty cool. I do know that that's another reason why they put it in, is it helps the beer to preserve for a longer period of time. Like, you've heard of India Pale Ale. It's a certain kind of beer. It has a lot of hops in it. The reason that they put so much hops in it is because when they were taking their boat around Cape of
Horn.
Good Hope, no, Horn's South America, right?
Oh.
Cape of Good Hope around Africa. So they would go from England and they would sail all the way to India. They made special beer that had extra hops in it, and it was really expensive to make, but that was the only way that they could keep it preserved for the length of the trip that they were taking, because they had no refrigeration. So that makes sense. That
The bitter part is good for before you eat. It serves as a digestive. It makes your liver secrete bile, goes into your stomach, and then gets your body, your stomach ready to digest food. So
Wow.
it's easier.
And an Englishman without
that's why I like to drink beer before.
Yeah.
I figured that's
Because
It's a cool plant as well. It grows good in England, and it'll grow just like as a vine, and it'll grow up really high. If it's got like a tree, it'll, like ivy or something, it'll climb right up and kind of it'll hang down the hops and stuff.
I brought a vine down.
This is the hop.
Yeah, I guess it's too dry
So
here.
if you guys want to, you can pass this around too, just so you can have a sniff. Huh?
Pelletized?
Yeah, because they take the hops and then they dry it out and then they pelletize it. Because once it's dry, which is really what you want to use for the beer usually. There's like few beers every year that are made with wet hops.
Now that
Usually
Deborah
it's
has
dry
it,
hops, so
so
you
you
get
can
more
just
flavor out of it.
leave it on all
And
day
so they
and
just
just walk in front of the
Yeah,
can.
it kind of does look like rabbit food.
Good stuff.
But it's a really, I think it's a really good smell, you know. And those
That's
are
good.
those are
Oh,
really not strong hops.
Cody Webb.
If you took the hops that you'd make like a California India Pale Ale from, they would, you'd go. It's like smelling salts. They're so strong. Those are kind of not as strong ones.
And you know
You ready
what?
to keep stirring? I'm sorry that I gave you stirring.
That's right. This is like being in hell. I'm stirring, but I've got a beer with a lid on it.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm going to help you with that. Keep stirring and I'll open your beer.
Wow.
Really good.
So how do you know how much to put in there? Are you just doing this by experience?
Well, there are recipes, so I learned from recipes. Now I kind of know and I play around with it a little bit.
Yada yada
It's-
yada. Open the beer.
Yeah, it's not quite as precise as baking, where it has to be perfect.
Thank you, sir.
But you kind of don't want to wing it too much, otherwise you end up with something that could taste really weird. But like the beer that we're gonna bottle tonight, that's been fermenting, I made that up kind of completely. It was an India Pale Ale base, but then I put cherries and rosemary, so a lot less hops and a lot more rosemary, because I was reading all these medieval recipes of like how do you bitter the beer. So this one tastes like everyone can taste it a little bit when you put it into your bottle, and it won't taste like regular beer. It'll taste like rosemary. So you can definitely do funny things with the beer and have it be kind of interesting and different. Okay.
Smell it again.
If you guys want to, there's a big red bucket.
Ooh.
If you, as you go outside to the left, that has a bunch of bottles in it. If you go grab a bottle, just empty the bottle out all the way, and then bring it back in, and we can all make a bottle of the beer that's rested. Well, not in California.
Come in.
Not anymore.
You're right.
Hey Heather, good to hear from you.
Now. In Utah, you go to jail.
Yes, drop up.
Had earlier is now getting
So
put
you
into
come
bottles.
over here.
It's like right out of
Push
a
that
cooking show on TV. Julia Child.
Yeah,
and you can't put the top.
I'm covering over it. Boy, the core group would be really pissed.
something like that.
I have to skip.
I'll just have one.
What's up, Jeff? What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, what's going on? How are you guys?
Here, I'll just
Everyone's good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
good.
If anybody wants to try it.
It tastes pretty horrible now.
Is that full thing going
Huh? It tastes horrible now.
Just keep growing, growing and doing
Very
stuff.
similar to what it's.
We come a long way since we started out, huh?
It's not what you expect it to taste like, because this is the one that was made with rosemary.
Look at that. Watch that thing giving another side there.
Yeah, dry malt first.
I love the look at that. That is just a beautiful look. Look at that. It's like butterscotch.
You just keep asking as much, adding as much as you want.
Well, no, we need about 6 pounds of the wheat malt and 1.5 pounds of the barley malt that we already added. And cook that up.
So
You
wait,
gotta
I
have
missed
it
a part
rolling.
of it because a friend came. What do? I just fill that
Yeah,
thing
so,
from here?
so this is phase 2. Like what we're
Okay.
doing right now.
What's
Well, eventually
carbonation phase that I missed?
Is he gonna what?
that is
Yes.
Another one to go. A month.
I think he just has the one. Well, actually, it's done. This
all the
side.
sugar. All the sugar is eaten by the yeast. So I took a little bit of priming sugar, mixed it up, threw it in there. Now we're gonna bottle it. And we're gonna put it under pressure, because this has little air release here, so it doesn't explode.
Right.
But when we put it in the bottle with a little bit of extra sugar, the yeast will eat that sugar, and as it heats up, it all comes open now. It'll have nowhere for the carbon dioxide to go, so it'll just about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So the whole thing, it's about 2 weeks.
Can I sip of that?
This
Max, can I have a sip?
to that, although I let that one go for a month, because
Can I try a sip of that, Max?
this one has rosemary in it, so
Can I try a sip of that?
it's pungent. And I figured, let me age it a
Give it
little
some more
longer.
time.
It'll probably taste better.
Back to the eat yet.
What's that?
It's not ready.
Oh, it's not ready.
It says,
Oh,
it says that it tastes pretty similar, but it's just flat at the moment.
Because there's no carbonation in it.
I really appreciate your.
Is that it right there? You're tasting it?
So the whole thing is you take it home, or
It's like English beer. It's warm and flat at the moment.
which is great.
Put in here, then it will get fizzy.
Right.
Just or you could skip the 2 weeks and just use a soda stream.
There you go.
I must have gone by one.
So what are we doing this question work at?
So what do you
I haven't thought about that.
In the house.
Great.
How's it going, Tara?
That was mine.
Cody?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Alright, I'm gonna be back.
Crab?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.